And guess what? I forgot to start the recording. There it is. Okay, so we've got one egg. So we're going to beat in one egg. Okay, and then we're going to add in a tablespoon of our flour mixture, which is over here. I'm just double checking to make sure we don't have anybody else in the waiting room. We can't see me. Let's see what's going on here. Huh. What is going on there? See me now? I think it's back. Yes. My apologies for my bad internet. Okay, same thing, beat in an egg and then beat in another tablespoon of the flour mixture. To the person who said you can't see either, can you see now? Okay, another tablespoon, of our flour mixture. We got this one more time. One thing real quick. Hey, one more egg. Okay. I'm still having issues not being able to see me. The good news is I was told that we're going to reopen our classroom space, so I can start teaching my classes in our classroom rather than at home in the future, which will be great. Okay. All right, who is not muted? We can hear you. So if you want to check out, okay, next step is to fold in 2/3 of our flour mixture. Tell you what, I'm going to do this now so you can see. There we go. So we're going to put in 2/3 of our flour mixture and fold it in. And we're going to add some milk. Okay, let's see, how much milk was it? 2 tablespoons milk. Okay. Yes, to the person who mentioned that they're in San Francisco, there will still be a virtual element to these classes. We've developed such a fun following that there's no way we wouldn't continue to have it. So I'm excited for that prospect. It'll be nice to have them in person too, because then people can share in these delicious foods. Okay, a little bit more flour. There we go. I am not great when it comes to baking. That is one of the things that I don't really care to do. I'm very messy at it. And I don't know, it seems to be a lot thicker, so I'm going to add a little bit more milk. Just a splash. I might have overpacked my flour. So the trick to not overpacking your flour would be to spoon the flour into your measuring cup and then leveling it off. I thought I was better than that. Maybe a little bit more milk. Oops, see, there it's back. See, this is what happens when my husband and my kids are watching TV and on their phones and listening to music all at the same time. Destroys our bandwidth. Okay, almost there. So I prepared the apples ahead of time. I peeled them, cored them, sliced them thinly, and then I just had them in some cold water with a little bit of lemon juice. Okay, I gotta check this out. Just making sure. All right, cool. Doesn't look like I missed anything. So we've got our apples. I'm just going to spread them out onto the cake. I used Granny Smith. Pretty much any apple would work for this though. I like the tartness of the Granny Smith in baked recipes. We're just going to layer the apples onto this. So yeah, I don't care much for baking, and I chose 2 recipes that require baking for us today. Not super smart, but they sound delicious. So that's really why I chose them. Okay. Then we've got the rest of our batter, and we're just going to put that right onto the top. Awesome. Get that roll over here. I'm just going to spread this around, or try to at least. It's pretty sticky. Kind of reminds me more of a cobbler. Okay. Pop this in the oven, and it's going to go for about 45 minutes. Fabulous. All right, we are ready to move forward. Can you please switch your camera to speaker view? You can do that. So you can pin whichever. Oh, do you mean my laptop? Like this? There we go. Maybe that's what you meant. When I get to cooking, we'll move it back down again. Okay, so next recipe is the cheddar bacon Irish soda bread. So I already cooked off some Weicker Acre bacon, and I've chopped up some green onion. The next is cheddar. So this is more like a quick bread recipe because it doesn't have to rise. There's no yeast in this. Instead, the rising action happens from the baking powder combined with our buttermilk. So that's what's going to make our bread rise up. So we've got some Kerrygold Reserve Irish cheddar, the good stuff. Okay, and we need, let's see how much, 2 ounces. This is 7 ounces, so a little bit less than half. I'm gonna just cut this into chunks. Give it a try. That was really good stuff. Haven't had before, I suggest you do. Okay, so we need some flour on our baking sheet, which we have covered in parchment paper. Way over there. There we go. Okay. So we've got to sift it together again, flour, baking soda, salt, and pepper. So this time I'm gonna do it with a spoon. So how much flour? 2 cups flour. Okay, so we've got 1 cup. Two cups. There we go. So now we've got baking soda. We need 1/2 teaspoon of this. We're going to change it back down again. Salt. How much salt? 1/2 teaspoon. Let's do it over here, just in case. See, something like that can happen. Totally overflowed. That would have been me starting over with this. So I'm glad I did it over a different bowl. Okay, 1/4 teaspoon of some pepper. And 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Let's see, there's our sugar. Okay, we'll sift all this together. And then again, I'm gonna whisk it. My pepper granules are a little too big for this. Okay, now to this mixture, we are going to add our cheese, the green onion, cooked bacon. If you're from the area and haven't tried Weicker Acre bacon, woo, it's so good. Okay, we're gonna give that a mix. Okay, and now we need our buttermilk. How much buttermilk? 3/4 cup. Did anyone have a mom who would make their own buttermilk using, there we go, regular milk and either vinegar or lemon juice? That was my mom's trick. All right. Rings come off for this one. It's gonna get messy again. And we need a little flour on this too. So I'm just mixing it together a little bit more, incorporate all of it. There's still some flour down at the bottom and it's sticky, so I want to make sure that everything gets coated. Okay, we can take it out of there now. Get this out of the way. So we're just working it, trying to make sure that all of the ingredients are mixed together. There we go, that's our little loaf. Making sure we got that okay. We got some bacon that didn't stick around. Okay. Now we're going to just cut into the top this cross. All right, so I'm going to put this in the oven now. Now we have the cake in there at 350, and the recipe for the bread calls for 400 degrees. But I have it on the top shelf of my oven, which I know is a lot hotter than the middle shelf. So it should go just about the same speed. Okay, so I'm just checking my recipes to make sure I got everything. Oh, we'll have to reduce our temperature for our cake. Let me clean up my spot here. Okay, we are going to move on to the fish chowder. Just seeing what I can put back. Alrighty, so when I was a stay-at-home mom, I used to watch a lot of cooking programs on television. Rachel Ray always impressed me with her ability to take a billion things out of the fridge at once and carry them all over. I have visions of doing that myself and then just having everything crash. All right, so for this recipe, the first thing we have to do is brown up some bacon. And this will go pretty quickly. So we've got our chicken stock, we've got onions, bacon, cayenne, salt and pepper, heavy whipping cream. And was that it? Do we need whipping cream? Nope, we need milk. What is the cream for? Cream's for something else. So I put them away too soon. So we'll give this a minute to come up to temp. So now for fish, I chose cod and smoked salmon. We had salmon fillets at the co-op, but they were gigantic and I didn't want to waste that. So I chose not to do a mixture of fish. So we'll just do cod. I'm sure it'll be delicious. Okay. We'll give it a moment here. We're gonna get that bacon going. So now I already cut up the potatoes. Those are ready to go. We have fresh parsley in this recipe. So this is a trick I learned from one of my chef friends that is also a co-op instructor. Putting your herbs in water helps them last so much longer. So we're going to chop up some fresh parsley. Now the co-op, both locations, funny enough, were out of chives. I'm very sad about that. So we have to do dried chives. Give my bacon a stir. All right, so next thing I need to do is prepare my fish fillets. So this is 10 ounces. Here we go. All right. And so we're going to cut these into cubes. All right. So cooking that bacon. Stick it into this package. Didn't hurt myself. Alrighty. Okay, just checking the recipe. We gotta add our onion next. 1 small onion, diced, nice small dice. We're gonna let those go until they get opaque. Okay, so that fish is ready to go. Now, we've got our smoked salmon. This is from Northern Waters, which is in Canal Park, and they are now selling this at the co-op, which is great. They also have a smoked whitefish option. So we went with the smoked salmon. And 3 ounces of this. So that's going to be about half of what I have here. So I have a half a pound. The thing I like about the Northern Waters salmon is they do a really good job deboning it. But you still want to check it to make sure that there isn't any missed bones. Okay. Alrighty. Marilyn, I'm trying to get you muted. If you wouldn't mind muting yourself, that would be great. There we go. So the recipe also says that you could use hot smoked haddock, which is not a product that I've ever seen here. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I've just never looked for it. Okay. Move this aside. Okay, so we're going to add our potatoes with our stock. Now potatoes, I've already chopped. I had them in some cool water just to keep them from turning all sorts of fun colors. So this is small dice again. The smaller the potato, the quicker it will cook. We gotta season with salt and pepper. And keep in mind that the bacon is salty and the smoked fish is gonna be a little salty, so you don't want to over salt right away. You can always adjust it for later. Okay, chicken stock. You can obviously use vegetable stock. milk. How much milk? Cup and a half. Pinch of cayenne pepper. Just give a little heat. Okay, and we're gonna let this go for a little while. I'm gonna turn up the heat a little. Try to get those potatoes cooking. I'm gonna check on our cake now. Ooh. It looks really tasty. That went really fast. Probably should have turned it down, but I think it'll be okay. Check the bread. So I am going to switch the chowder over to the stove so that we can move on to the last recipe that we have to make. Put this over here. Okay, that last recipe is the vanilla custard sauce. This one could go horribly awry, everybody. We'll see what happens. So let's see. We need milk. How much milk? We need whole milk. I'll be right back. Cup and a half of whole milk. And we're just going to heat that until bubbles form. Okay, next step, we need to get some egg yolks. 6 yolks. One. I also teach children's cooking classes, and it's always fun to teach kids how to separate eggs. There's 3. I've never tried it, but I've seen people demonstrate the water bottle trick. They take an empty water bottle and suck the egg yolk out. There's 4. I'll save the whites and make an egg white omelet for tomorrow. Be really good with some spinach. Ooh, some of that Kerrygold cheese, the cheddar. All right, one more to go. I caught it, but I did lose some in the process, and a little bit of shell, but it's all good. We will survive. Okay, the chowder is coming along. Here we go. Our milk is warming. And we need 1/2 cup of sugar. That's going to go in with our eggs. And this is going to get whisked together. Just for a couple minutes. Out of my way. This needs to get turned down quite a bit. We don't want to scald the milk. In fact, I'm turning it off. If you attended my last class where I ruined my time-infused honey because I let the honey go to a boil, I learned that lesson. Okay, so now we are going to take some of this milk mixture, and you know what, I need a towel. So my bowl doesn't go away on me. There we go. So what we're doing is we're pouring the hot milk into the eggs. This is called tempering. And the reason why I do that is if I were to just pour the eggs into the hot milk, I would end up with cooked eggs. There we go. Nice and tempered. Now back in. Okay, turn that heat back on. There we go. Okay, we're gonna let this go so that it starts to thicken. Oh, and once we remove it from heat, that's when we will add our vanilla, which I need to have up. So that soup is looking pretty good. Chowder. So we are going to add our fish. Go back to that recipe. Okay. A couple I missed. All right, stir in your fish. So that's it over there. You can see my mess. So with this, I need a camera that follows me. Just does it when I ask it to. It's going to thicken up, and you're looking for it to coat the back of a spoon. Not there yet. Do some cleaning up. Sorry for the loud noises. I think we're going to take a look at the bread. Fish is coming along nicely. There's one. Oh my goodness sakes. Check that out. That looks pretty darn good. Okay. You know what, gang? This doesn't look like it turned out. I cooked my eggs. They didn't get tempered enough. So that's a failure and a bummer. I bet it'll taste good. Just separated. Tricky. We're still gonna add our vanilla though. Maybe, if I can get into it. Oh, that's why. It's not open yet. I have to use a different one that is open. What was that, 2? Okay. It's not terrible. It's just a little bit separated. Like I said, things can go awry. All right. So to our soup, I'm going to try it and probably add in a little bit more salt and pepper. Alrighty. It's nice and light. Definitely needs a little more salt. I would probably do another touch of cayenne too, to be honest. Maybe a little more pepper. And yep, another hint of cayenne. Okay, give that another try. Pretty good. All right, next come the chives and the parsley. Had some pretty pops of green. Oh, I got some pepper in my throat. All righty. We'll go ahead and dish up some of this. There's a ladle. So there is our soup. I think the custard's okay. We'll try it. Tastes good, just doesn't look great. So we'll dish up some of that. Okay, there is our apple cake. I'll spoon some of this custard on top that doesn't look the greatest, but it is tasty. All right, and my youngest is here and is going to try it. So you'll have to let us know how it tastes, Lucy. And then last, we've got our gorgeous loaf of bread. I'm not quite sure how to attack this. Lucy's making a face that I think makes it looks good. I don't know. It's a little warm. It's a little warm, she said. She says it's good. And here is our loaf of bread, which looks amazing. Really good. Well, that's it for our class, everybody. More whisking. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the hints. It tastes good, right? Whisk, 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 and maybe it will turn out just fine. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's class. I'm sorry again for the technical difficulties, but we got there in the end, didn't we? So I hope you try these recipes, and I hope you have a lovely St. Patrick's Day. Aaron, go Brian. Enjoy yourselves, enjoy the recipes, and have a wonderful rest of your night. Next cooking class will be in April. And that one, I believe, is a vegan cooking class. So if you're interested in trying vegan recipes, or if you know some folks that are vegan or vegetarian, please encourage them to sign up. Again, our website is wholefoods.coop, and you can find our whole class schedule. And starting in April, we'll have our spring quarter of classes announced. So you can look for those coming up soon. So thank you again, everybody. I really appreciate you hanging in there and sticking out through all of the technical issues we had. Have a wonderful rest of your night and take care.